Circus Part 3. As the sun sets behind the horizon, a golden hue envelopes the bustling circus grounds, drawing families and thrill-seekers alike. Spectators, dressed in colorful attire, form long lines outside the grand entrance, their laughter echoing in the air. The vibrant banners flutter in the evening breeze, showcasing dazzling images of acrobats, clowns, and majestic animals. The sweet scent of caramel popcorn and sugary cotton candy fills the air, enticing children and adults to indulge their cravings. Excited chatter and laughter ripple through the crowd as families find their seats, sharing stories and anticipations of the show. A lively ringmaster, clad in a sparkling red coat and top hat, strides confidently into the spotlight, his presence commanding immediate attention. He raises his arms high, announcing the beginning of the night's festivities, his voice booming with energy and charisma. The audience erupts into applause, a wave of excitement washing over the arena as everyone eagerly awaits the performances. Suddenly, the colorful lights dim, casting a mysterious aura over the stage, as anticipation hangs thick in the air. A heavy curtain drapes across the front of the stage, hinting at the magic that is about to unfold. From the shadows, thick smoke begins to rise, swirling in intricate patterns that catch the eye of every spectator. As the smoke dances, a mysterious figure emerges into the dim light: the sorcerer, cloaked in flowing black robes that shimmer with an otherworldly sheen. His piercing eyes glint with a strange intensity, captivating the audience with a mixture of fear and fascination. Gasps ripple through the crowd as the sorcerer raises his hands dramatically, commanding their full attention. With a flourish, he waves his hand in the air, conjuring a dark black cloth that seems to materialize from thin air. The cloth spreads out across the stage like a shadowy veil, creating an air of suspense and wonder. The audience watches in awe as various objects beneath the cloth mysteriously vanish, swallowed by the darkness. Whispers of disbelief echo among the spectators. No one can comprehend the magic unfolding before their eyes. As the spell begins to wane, the black cloth dissipates into a cloud of glittering mist, revealing a stunning golden box. The box gleams under the bright lights, its ornate design capturing the imagination of everyone present. A wave of applause erupts as the sorcerer approaches the box with an air of theatrical mystery. With a deliberate motion, he opens the box, revealing the air within. Wearies, a young boy with a mixture of curiosity and trepidation. Wearies gazes up at the audience, his wide eyes reflecting both wonder and fear as he absorbs the scene around him. Though he stands at the center of this dazzling display, he feels out of place, like a ghost among the living. Having been raised by the sorcerer, Wearies has little familiarity with the vibrant world of circus performances. The cheers and laughter of the crowd feel foreign to him, amplifying his sense of isolation. As the sorcerer gestures for Wearies to step forward, the boy hesitates, a lump forming in his throat. He steps cautiously out of the box, heart pounding, aware of the many eyes fixed upon him. The audience's applause swells, but Wearies can't shake the lingering fear that resides deep within him. The sorcerer motions for him to join the performance, a sly smile dancing on his lips. Wearies feels a mix of excitement and anxiety. He knows he must trust the sorcerer, yet doubts creep into his mind. The magician spreads a large pink cloth across the stage, its vibrant color contrasting with the dark surroundings. With an air of confidence, the sorcerer waves his hands, commanding the cloth to take on a life of its own. The cloth morphs into the shape of a gigantic serpent, its movements mesmerizing yet intimidating. Gasps of fear and awe ripple through the crowd as they recoil at the sight of the serpent slithering through the air. Wearies watches, a knot tightening in his stomach. He knows all too well the power the sorcerer wields. The serpent weaves gracefully in the air, hypnotizing the audience with its fluid motions. The sorcerer's commanding presence holds the crowd captive, yet Wearies feels a flicker of rebellion stir within him. Just when fear grips the audience, the sorcerer dramatically calls for the serpent to transform. With a flourish, the serpent bursts into a flurry of colorful birds that scatter into the sky. The crowd erupts into applause, their fear giving way to amazement as they marvel at the transformation. Wearies feels a mix of relief and awe. He cannot deny the beauty of the magic, even if it frightens him. The sorcerer bows deeply, reveling in the adoration of the crowd, his eyes glinting with satisfaction. Wherry stands at the side, feeling the weight of the sorcerer's expectations upon him. The audience's cheers wash over him, but he cannot shake the feeling of being an outsider. The sorcerer, sensing Wherry's unease, announces the end of the show with theatrical flair. Yet, before the audience can disperse, he raises his hand, promising one final act of magic. A hush falls over the arena, every spectator leans in, eager for what's to come. Wherry's heart races, both thrilled and terrified at the prospect of the sorcerer's next trick. The sorcerer begins to chant in a language unfamiliar to Wherry's, his voice low and resonant. The air thickens with tension as sparks begin to flicker around the sorcerer's fingertips. Wherry's watches intently, feeling the magic resonate within him, stirring a deep longing. The lights flicker and dim, casting eerie shadows that dance across the audience's faces. With each incantation, the ground beneath them seems to tremble, an electric energy filling the air. Wherry feels his pulse quicken, a strange mix of fear and excitement coursing through him. The sorcerer gestures grandly, commanding the magic to manifest into a tangible form. A swirling whirlwind of colors erupts on stage, mesmerizing the audience as it unfolds. Wherry feels an irresistible pull, as if the magic is beckoning him closer to its embrace. The sorcerer's voice rises, each word dripping with authority and allure. Sparks fly from his hands, illuminating the arena with bursts of brilliant light. The atmosphere crackles, each spectator captivated by the spectacle unfolding before them. Wherry grips the edge of the stage, torn between fear and the thrill of the unknown. As the sorcerer spins dramatically, the whirlwind begins to take shape, forming into a mythical creature. A magnificent dragon materializes above the arena, its scales shimmering with an array of colors. Gasps of awe escape from the audience, their collective breath caught in their throats. Wherry is entranced, the dragon's majestic presence igniting a sense of wonder within him. The dragon roars, a sound that reverberates deep in Wherry's chest, awakening something primal inside him. He watches as the sorcerer commands the dragon to swoop down low, teasing the audience with its powerful wings. Spectators lean forward in their seats, completely captivated by the magnificent sight before them. Wherry feels a thrill race through him, he yearns to be part of this magical world. The sorcerer raises his hand, signaling for the dragon to rise back into the sky, and the crowd erupts in applause. The air is electric with excitement, and Wherry stands at the edge of the stage, filled with conflicting emotions. The sorcerer turns to him, a knowing smile spreading across his face, as if he can sense Wherry's inner turmoil. "Do you see, my boy, magic is everywhere, waiting to be embraced," he says softly, his voice reassuring. Wherry nods slowly, trying to suppress the fear that still lingers in his heart. The sorcerer motions for Wherry to step closer, and he hesitates, his mind racing with uncertainty. Gathering his courage, he takes a tentative step forward, feeling the weight of the crowd's gaze upon him. The sorcerer places a firm hand on Wherry's shoulder, grounding him in the moment. "Tonight is your night to learn, to discover the magic within you," he whispers, his tone filled with encouragement. The audience watches intently, eager to see what the sorcerer has in store for his young heir. The sorcerer begins to weave a new spell, focusing on Wherry with unwavering determination. A shimmering light envelopes Wherry, and he feels a rush of energy surging through his veins. Closing his eyes, he surrenders to the sensation, allowing the magic to guide him. The crowd holds its breath, anticipation hanging thick in the air as they await the next moment. Wherry opens his eyes, finding himself floating slightly above the ground, a sense of weightlessness enveloping him. Gasps of astonishment erupt from the audience, their eyes widening in disbelief at the sight before them. He glances around, heart racing, realizing he's defying gravity, an exhilarating rush courses through him. The sorcerer watches with pride, a glint of approval shining in his eyes as he encourages Wherry to embrace the magic. Wherry begins to drift gracefully through the air, the audience cheering him on, their excitement palpable. He feels the power of the magic enveloping him, and for the first time, a sense of belonging washes over him. The sorcerer gestures grandly, inviting Wherry to perform a series of aerial tricks, each movement filled with wonder. Wherry twirls and spins in midair, discovering a newfound freedom that he never knew existed. The crowd is spellbound, their applause growing louder with each enchanting maneuver Waris executes. As he hovers, he conjures delicate trails of sparkling light that swirl around him, creating a dazzling display. Waris feels the warmth of the magic flow through him, igniting a deep sense of joy and purpose. He exchanges glances with the sorcerer, who nods in encouragement, and Waris feels a surge of confidence. Inspired, he begins to improvise, creating dazzling illusions that captivate the audience even further. A flurry of butterflies materializes around him, fluttering gracefully as they dance in the air. The audience leans forward, enchanted by the sight, their awe palpable as the butterflies weave intricate patterns. Waris takes a moment to bask in their admiration, a smile breaking across his face as he revels in the moment. He conjures a radiant flower that blooms in midair, its colors vibrant and alive, mesmerizing everyone below. The crowd gasps in delight, completely enchanted by the magical performance unfolding before them. Waris feels a deep connection to the magic, as if it's a part of him, coursing through his very being. The sorcerer watches closely, a sense of pride swelling within him as he observes Waris's growth. Waris, emboldened by the audience's reactions, begins to create a larger spectacle. He gathers energy around him, envisioning a swirling vortex of light and color that draws the audience in. The colors blend together in a stunning display, creating a mesmerizing tapestry of magic. The crowd is enthralled, their cheers ringing out as they witness Waris's blossoming talent. He glances at the sorcerer, who beams with pride, and Waris feels a rush of gratitude. With a final flourish, he commands the colors to explode into a shower of shimmering sparks. The sparks fall gently, cascading like fireworks, eliciting gasps of wonder from the audience. Waris lands gracefully back on the stage, breathing heavily, his heart racing from the adrenaline. The audience erupts into thunderous applause, their excitement overwhelming, and Waris feels alive. The sorcerer steps forward, wrapping an arm around Waris's shoulders, his expression filled with admiration. "You've done well, my boy. The magic flows through you as it should," he says, his voice filled with pride. Waris beams, feeling a sense of validation and acceptance that he has long sought. As the applause subsides, the sorcerer announces the end of the evening's performance. The crowd rises to their feet, cheering and clapping for both the sorcerer and his young heir. Waris takes a bow alongside the sorcerer, the warmth of their connection solidifying in that moment. The sorcerer gestures for Waris to step forward once more, a mischievous glint in his eyes. "Let us leave them with a final surprise," he declares, and the audience erupts with curiosity. Waris's heart races again, he knows whatever the sorcerer plans will be both thrilling and daunting. The sorcerer waves his hand, summoning a gust of wind that whirls around them. Waris feels the energy building, a tingling sensation running down his spine as he prepares for the finale. The air crackles with magic, and Waris closes his eyes, focusing on the bond between him and the sorcerer. Together, they begin to chant an incantation, their voices harmonizing as they draw upon the magic of the moment. The audience watches in anticipation, their excitement palpable as the air thickens with enchantment. Waris feels the surge of power between them, a connection that transcends the stage and the crowd. With a climactic flourish, they unleash their combined magic, creating a dazzling spectacle. A whirlwind of colors erupts from their fingertips, spiraling upward into the night sky. The colors blend and twist, forming beautiful shapes that dance against the backdrop of the stars. The audience gasps in awe as the shapes morph into majestic creatures, flying gracefully above them. Waris watches, captivated, as a phoenix bursts into flames, its wings spreading wide as it soars. The crowd erupts into cheers, their delight echoing through the night, a celebration of magic and wonder. Waris feels a rush of joy, he is part of something greater, a legacy of magic and enchantment. The sorcerer glances at him, a knowing smile gracing his lips, pride radiating from him. Waris realizes this is what he has always longed for, a sense of belonging and purpose. The magical display continues, transforming into a cascade of shooting stars that light up the night. The audience is entranced, their eyes shining with wonder as they witness the spectacle. Waris feels the magic pulse through him, a connection that binds him to the crowd and the sorcerer. As the final burst of light fills the sky, Waris takes a deep breath, feeling both exhilarated and grounded. The sorcerer lowers his arms, signaling the end of the grand finale, and the audience erupts into thunderous applause. Waris stands beside the sorcerer, both of them soaking in the adoration of the crowd. The sorcerer turns to him, his expression filled with warmth and pride. "You have truly found your place, Waris." Waris nods, tears of joy brimming in his eyes. He has never felt more alive, more connected. The applause continues, a symphony of appreciation that echoes throughout the arena. As the crowd begins to disperse, Waris feels a sense of belonging he had never known before. The sorcerer wraps an arm around Waris's shoulders, guiding him off the stage. "You did wonderfully, my boy. The audience saw the magic within you," he says softly. Waris smiles, his heart swelling with pride, knowing he has made the sorcerer proud. They walk together through the circus grounds, the sounds of laughter and excitement still ringing in their ears. Waris takes in the vibrant atmosphere, feeling a part of something larger than himself. Children dart past them, their faces painted with joy, while performers chat animatedly about the night's success. Waris realizes he is no longer an outsider, he is a part of this magical community. The sorcerer stops by a tent filled with colorful balloons, a playful smile on his face. "What do you say we celebrate your performance?" he suggests, his eyes twinkling with mischief. Waris's heart skips a beat, the idea of celebration fills him with warmth. They step inside the tent, where the air is filled with laughter and the sweet smell of treats. The sorcerer hands Waris a balloon, its bright colors reflecting the joy of the evening. Waris smiles, the simple pleasure bringing him immense happiness. As they enjoy their treats, performers gather around, congratulating Waris on his dazzling display of magic. Acrobats flip through the air, their agility inspiring awe, and Waris feels a sense of camaraderie with them. A juggler approaches, his hands deftly tossing colorful balls into the air, and Waris watches in fascination. "You've got the magic in you, kid. Keep it alive," the juggler says with a wink, and Waris beams with pride. The sorcerer watches the interactions, satisfaction radiating from him as he sees Waris thrive. They share stories of their performances, laughter mingling with the sounds of celebration. Waris feels a deep sense of gratitude, the night has transformed his perspective on life and magic. As the festivities continue, Waris starts to envision his future, a future filled with magic and wonder. He looks at the sorcerer, who has become a mentor and father figure to him. The bond between them deepens, forged through shared experiences and the magic they create together. "You're ready for more, Waris." "This is just the beginning," the sorcerer says, placing a reassuring hand on his shoulder. Waris nods, determination filling him, he wants to learn everything there is about magic. "Sure." Here's the continuation. As the night unfolds, they join a circle of performers sharing tales of their adventures in the circus. Waris listens intently, captivated by stories of daring feats, close calls, and moments of pure magic. Each performer shares their unique talents, creating a tapestry of skills and experiences that inspire him. The acrobats speak of defying gravity, and the clowns bring laughter with their silly antics, brightening the mood. Waris feels an overwhelming sense of belonging, realizing he is part of a family united by their love for performance. The sorcerer leans in, his voice low and encouraging, "You have the potential to create your own magic, Waris." Waris's heart swells, the idea of becoming a master magician fills him with hope and excitement. As the night deepens, the stars twinkle brightly above, casting a magical glow over the circus. The audience begins to disperse, their faces filled with joy and satisfaction from the evening's performance. Waris stands amidst the festivities, feeling a new sense of purpose and clarity about his future. The sorcerer suggests they practice some more magic together, wanting to build on Waris's newfound confidence. They retreat to a quiet corner of the circus, away from the lively chaos, where the air is calm and still. The sorcerer sets the stage for their practice, arranging props and conjuring soft lights around them. Waris watches in awe as the sorcerer effortlessly manipulates the elements, creating illusions that dance around them. "Now, it's your turn," the sorcerer says, his eyes sparkling with encouragement. Waris takes a deep breath, focusing on the magic he felt earlier, channeling it within him. He raises his hands, envisioning a simple spell, a flicker of light to start. A small orb of light appears at his fingertips, shimmering with vibrant colors, and his heart leaps with joy. "Excellent," the sorcerer exclaims, clapping his hands together, pride evident in his voice. Encouraged by the praise, Wearies pushes further, experimenting with more complex illusions. He conjures small animals made of light, watching as they frolic around him, bringing laughter to the quiet space. The sorcerer observes closely, guiding Wearies with gentle feedback, ensuring he hones his skills. As they practice, Wearies feels the bond between them grow stronger, a mentor guiding a young magician. The night deepens, and the sounds of the circus fade into a gentle hum, leaving just the two of them. Wearies feels more confident with each passing moment, the fear that once held him back now replaced with excitement. Finally, after hours of practice, the sorcerer declares it time for a final showcase of Wearies' newfound abilities. With a smile, Wearies prepares for one last performance, determined to impress his mentor. As he steps into the imaginary spotlight, he knows he's ready to embrace his destiny, a magician in his own right.